I am finally done with the windshield install or replacement on this Carrera. The install went pretty well today. I'm gonna show you some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years on how to put these windows in, get the trim in, make sure it fits and doesn't have any weird, behavior in the corners. A lot of these have sunk in seals, the trim's loose. A lot of these are a disaster. So this one is really nice. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. Stay tuned. So I'm pre-fitting the window and actually comparing it to the old window too. So I have some strings connected to the hinges and to the pillar up here, or the cabriolet bow or whatever it's called. That is supporting the windshield. There's no way it can fall through, but what I'm after is the fitment of the glass to the windshield frame. Got it centered here with these blocks and some paint stir sticks. There's a gap here, which is about 3/16 of an inch, and there's a gap here, which is about 1/4 of an inch or so. So I'm trying to position the window in its final position. I'm also gonna mark it with this tape on here. I'm gonna put some lines across there, so when I install it for good, I have some reference marks of where it should be. The other thing I've noticed is there's a big gap on the top, there's a big gap on the bottom, but there's almost no gap here on the side. That was how it was with the old windshield too. It's not that this windshield is made incorrectly, it's just for reference, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm gonna need to put a center mark on the windshield and on the frame here at the top and on the cowl at the bottom and make sure the windshield is centered. Otherwise, it's not gonna go in. I can only fit like a fingernail in there. This is the biggest gap here in this corner. So I'm gonna do some tricks to try to even out the gaps when I install the windshield rubber. So stay tuned for that. This car has not been wrecked or anything. This is just how Porsches can be. They're not perfect. The other thing to consider is the shape of the seal. So this is the old one. And this rectangular channel here is where the actual glass goes. And then this part here is the car's frame. So it's a much thinner channel. They are offset by probably a couple millimeters. That's probably 4 millimeters, maybe 1/8 inch or 3/16 of an inch. So the glass does not go down inside the frame of the car. It actually is up. So I've tried to position it with the strings. I can push it with my hands, but it sits about right there. It does not sit inside the actual frame of the car. It sits up. So I'm trying to position it with my strings and my sticks and do the measurements so it'll be exactly at its installed height. I have all my reference measurements and I've just taped them here on the window. So this is a 6 millimeter gap here. I've also laid out my reference lines, and because the seal goes here, I had to move the lines, far apart. So I lay a piece of tape down so I can carry that line straight forward. I got a 5 millimeter gap up here. It's about 0 right here. There's some debate whether cabriolet windshields are different than coupe windshields. I don't think cabriolet windshields are available anymore. This is just a 911 coupe windshield. It does seem to match the same height as the windshield I took out. Conceivably, this should fit tighter. I would think that this gap here, if there is a cabriolet windshield, it probably means it's a little bit taller. But I'm gonna use some shims inside the seal to kind of even that up. If I don't shim this, it's probably gonna droop down on this side. And that can cause the seal to get sucked in here at the top, and then it's gonna take on water again. So this is a good exercise for me to know where I need to add shims within the seal. This is the wire that snakes through this little hole right here. The new windshield, luckily enough, has the exact same thing. So this is gonna plug right in to that existing booster. I'm using the URO windshield seal. I used this on my yellow car and really liked it. It's nice and pliable. It has good coverage on the outside frame. So I think it's maybe a little bit wider, but given that I did some repairs here on the window channel, I think wider is better. I have the seam here on the top. The rubber is placed on the windshield, and that's just a trial fit once again. I mentioned putting some spacers between the glass and the car. And there's two places you can put the spacers. On the yellow car, I put some butyl tape on this side between the frame and the rubber. This is butyl, and I just rolled it into a little rubber kind of 2mm rope. I'm gonna sneak it in between the seal and the glass. That's gonna take up the space, and it's gonna prevent the windshield from sagging down as we drive. And I'm gonna do that along according to my notes, like here, it doesn't need it, but on that corner it does. So I'm gonna run a bead of this butyl rubber from about here all the way over to there. And I'm gonna put a little section here on the top. That's gonna keep the windshield centered up and down. And I'm gonna roll it so that it's a little smaller in diameter. That's way too big to fit between the glass and the seal. Instead of doing it all in one piece, I'm rolling it into smaller sections so it doesn't narrow down too far. So I've made these noodles, about 3mm or so. And you can stretch and manipulate it pretty easy. It's like Play-Doh kind of. Just pull it back and start in the middle, work our way over here. This is the trim I took off. I decided not to buy new trim. This car is not a show car, so I am perfectly happy with the condition of this. And it came from this window, so I know it's gonna work well. So now it's the time to, squeeze this in. I like to start in the corners. This is pretty time consuming and pretty tricky, but all I can tell you is you gotta use a lot of thumb pressure and you gotta pull back the seal with your other thumb. So this corner is the sharpest corner. So I'd like to get that in first because it's the hardest. Except for the tip right there, which I have tape on it, it's not gonna go down. It's seated. I got the clamp on this corner because it wants to pop up as I'm working on it. But the corners are a little bit of a gap, but that can be remedied once the windshield's in. But this all fits pretty nice. I was careful not to put too much pressure with the clamps because you can absolutely bend the chrome with those quick clamps. So I'm proceeding carefully. I'm gonna do the other side off camera. It takes a lot of effort. Total time was about 45 minutes to an hour to get both sides done. I'm gonna treat it to a little California sunshine, heat up the rubber so it becomes nice and pliable before we stick it in. I've got the pull strings in place. That's them right there. They're pretty small diameter strings. And all I have to do now is kind of visually, line up the centers, which it looks to be pretty close already, and just start, maneuvering it in. I have the wire is taped up. It's very clear of the seal, so it's not going to get trapped underneath it or anything. And yeah, so right now it's pretty much, ready to go in. I'm going to apply a little bit of soap to this upper half just to make sure it goes in easy as possible. But I'm going to work from the inside now and try to lock in this lower edge. See how it pulls the rubber towards me? And it just lifts it right over that silver flange, which I, repaired and repainted. So I'm doing this by myself right now. My wife's inside, but I'm going to just alternate, pushing and pulling, pushing from the outside, and I'm only pushing on the rubber. I'm not really pushing on the glass. Mostly I just push on the rubber down here low. I'm not stressing the glass. It's out here, kind of flexing. But I've got from, here, which is about the oil gauge, all the way over here to kind of the radio. So, I can show you how that string, it just pulls it out and goes right over the lip. Uh-oh. That's all right. I need to use two hands. I did recover from that broken string. I got the lip all the way over till about right here. And the same is true for that side. So it's going well. The windshield is pretty much aligned. So if we look at that mark, it's pretty centered. Hard to see the upper one, but it's also pretty well centered. The sides are not centered. So this line here is off by, that's quite a bit, but the top of the windshield isn't all the way in. So when this goes down inside there and that lip comes underneath, it's gonna resettle things down this way. So I think that's totally normal. So far the trim is hanging in there. It's coming out a little bit at the ends, which that's easy to fix once it's in. See how it's popping out because of this kind of coupler causes it to come loose. So I'm almost there. I'm just gonna pull this up the sides. Now this being a cabriolet makes it a lot easier to do by myself. I can, push and pull the string from both sides. It's pretty easy. So I'm just gonna take my time and I'll let you know when I get to the top. All right, it's fully in now. I got the string is out. Everything is fitting, nice and firm. This line went right back to what I expected. It's pretty well centered up and down. Left and right is no change, pretty good. The fitment is nice. So this has plenty of margin before it sucks in on itself. It overlaps, like I said, 1/4 of an inch, which is great because it hides all my paint touch-up work. This cal area looks like brand new. You can't even tell it was once rusted. The trim, even though it's the original, it cleans up pretty nice. And it fits, of course, the seal, it fits nice and tight. So there are no gaps anywhere. I do have to fix this side, it popped out. There's no drama on any of this area here. The VIN plate down low, it just worked really well. A little bit of soap still down there on that corner, but in general, there's no wrinkles, there's no nothing. I did get the antenna plugged in. That's what that looks like. It's a nice little ribbon cable. So all my presets work. Okay, I managed to get this clipped back in, so it's as flush as it can be. This coupler does make it stick up a little bit, but that's as good as it gets. Same with the top here. I did have to use a little bit of silicone oil to get that to get back into its position, but it's completely done. The trim is fitting perfectly all the way around. There are no gaps, no loose trim. Corners are very tight. Fits really good. For cleaning the windshield and even the paint, I really like these microfiber cloths that are disposable. They're tearaway. They're from Fantastic Clean. Tearaway car detailing towels for polish, wax, and dry. It's a true microfiber. It will not scratch the paint, and it's great for cleaning the glass. So you just tear it off. And I like these small sizes for something like this, but it works really well. There's zero lint, and the edges aren't sewn, so you don't have to worry about like thread scratching the paint. They work perfectly, so I've been using these a lot. You can use it on the rubber. So really nice. Doesn't leave a streak or anything. Nice and clean. I think I'm going to Cerakote these wiper blades. I'm going to put the dashboard in next week. I did get the dashboard recovered in the matching blue vinyl, and it looks great. I just don't have time to do it right now. And yes, you can put the dashboard in after the window's in on these later Carreras. The bolts are right here. You can get access to them. It's going to be fine. I am now 2 for 2 on the URO windshield seals. I think they're fine, and some people prefer the Porsche ones. It's up to you. I think ultimately either seal can work. You just have to go through, like I went on this one, a little extra step on determining the fit of the windshield to the car. This being a almost 40-year-old car, and a cabriolet, the things move around. So even if you have a Porsche windshield, a Porsche seal in a Porsche, it's not guaranteed to fit. So I had to shim and adjust and measure. There's non-uniformities in these things, and I had to overcome them. I'm pretty confident that what I did is going to keep the windshield in place. The next step will be to let the soap dissipate. I'm going to park it out in the sun. I might pry up this little lip a little bit, but I'm going to inject with my syringe. I'm going to inject some 3M, it's like packing compound or something. It doesn't harden, and it'll create additional barriers for water to get in behind the windshield or the seal, and it won't cause any rust like before. If you're still watching, thank you so much. I know this is a not very glamorous part of the car ownership, and this turned out to be like 4 or 5 videos, and the car's been down for months, but this is the way it goes. I did go the extra mile, making sure that things were as good as new. So thanks again. We'll see you next week. Get to the dash.